Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Dan Noma from Real Estate Pro. Hey, wanted to just kind of talk about this flyer that you guys can see on my screen here. So this flyer has been floating around for the last week or so, and it's funny. I've actually been sent this flyer, I think, 25 times now from various different people that said, "Hey, you're into iBuyers. You should probably see this. And what do you think of it? How can I use this?" So I just thought I would kind of do a quick bit on this particular document because I think we're going to see quite a bit of this kind of stuff, whether it's this one or similar. Um, I'll say this: I think that all tools are great if they're used in the right context. So I'm not at all bashing the tool. I just think that the context of how we use the tool is probably most important, and that's what we as agents can lead with. Um, the first thing that stands out to me when agents are using this tool right now is I see that they're not including really important factors that are factors to the consumer that the consumer needs to know, right? So, as if they're going to sell their property to some particular iBuyers, some of these iBuyers offer free local move, right? And that local move is not free um, to the consumer if they don't sell to this high buyer, right? So that's included in their number. Some of them offer a flexible close date, right? They let you pick your close date, and some of them let you stay in the house for 2 weeks post closing. So now you can sell your house, live in that same house for 2 more weeks until your new house closes, and then you can move into that. So they make moving easier. Um, and how about the builder trade-in programs, right? Like none of that is factored into this sheet. So I think it's important that we as agents remember that the offer price for many of these iBuyers is more than a number, and our consumer deserves to hear that information from us. They want us to be their trusted advisor. They want us to be their advisor, and if we're withholding information from them that could be used to make a determination on who they are going to sell their home to, that I find difficult. I challenge that thinking, right? So, the analogy that I used with someone yesterday is I said, look, if you're sitting in an open house and a buyer walks into that house and says, hey, I want to make an offer on this property, are you going to turn that buyer away and say, no, buyer, I don't want you to make an offer on my seller's house. I don't like your offer. I already know it and I don't like it. I don't think any of us would do that. And that's where I challenge this kind of thinking. So what I think we can do though, is I think we can be super, super transparent with our consumers by providing a real factual data. So, if this is a tool that we're going to use or a tool that your team decides to use, then I think my only suggestion would be is that you actually get real factual information about the offer price. To generalize and guesstimate to whatever the service fee might be and what the repair cost could be, and all of that doesn't, and even the offer price, right? That we can't predict that number. That's not a predictable number for us as agents. We can't just say, well, in every case they're going to pay $30,000 less for the property, because that's not real. Like I can tell you that is not a real fact, and it's their service fee is not always 9%. I mean, I've seen some of these work as much as like 12 and 15%, that agents have been typing in here to really steer their clients over to the traditional listing option. And again, we at iReal Estate Pro are not paid, or we're not being endorsed by any iBuyers in saying, make sure the agents are submitting to us. Like I actually fundamentally, our mission is to empower the agent by creating a better consumer experience. And so, we as agents have the ability now to be really transparent. We have the ability to give factual data to our consumers and empower them to make the decision that's right for them. And I think if we lead with that and we lead with transparency, we'll find that our consumers actually start to find us more credible, right? And I would challenge anybody that says that, our industry hasn't, our credibility as an industry hasn't been challenged over the last few years. Um, Now's a great time. I think that's one of the big points I make a lot, is that I think the iBuyer gives us now, as agents, it gives us the ability now to earn our credibility back with consumers. This is a great chance for us to say, hey, are you interested in maybe selling your home? Let me just get all of the potential options over to you. And then if you decide to list your property traditionally, great. If you decide to sell it to an iBuyer, great. You want to sell it to an investor? Awesome. But now you're the trusted advisor. You're the person that's delivering that data. If we lead with messages like, don't go see the iBuyer, or you don't want to do that because I had someone else and this is what happened, then we start to lose credibility with the consumer, because they go, well, why are they buying 3,000 homes a month? Why am I seeing their billboards and signs everywhere? Why am I seeing their commercials all the time? They must be successful if this model keeps running, right? So we're actually, by leading with don't go over there, we're pointing our consumers right over there, right? So it's the other analogy I used with someone was that, my mom used to tell me, well, don't go play in the neighbor's backyard. Okay, well, as soon as my mom turned her back, like, the first thing I did was run over to the neighbor's backyard, because I just wanted to see why I couldn't, right? And so we as agents have to remember that our consumers are smart, and by providing bad information to them or inaccurate data will further damage our credibility as agents. And so I just want you guys to be careful of that, as you are using this document. So you can visit us at irealestatepro.com if you guys have any other questions or information, and look forward to talking to you soon. Hopefully that helps. Bye.